Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this video here as we drove through California's Gold Country here along Highway 49 in Tuolumne County. So once you enter Tuolumne County along Highway 49, the road starts to get a bit more interesting than the southern section of the road in my opinion, because the towns get a lot closer to each other. For example, once you get past Jamestown and Sonora, Angels Camp is only about 15 miles or so from Sonora, and then the next town, San Andreas, is only about 10 miles from Angels Camp, and then McCallamy Hill is only about 10-15 miles from San Andreas, and then Jackson's only about 5-10 miles from McCallamy Hill. Coulterville and Mariposa really feel isolated from the rest of the towns in the Gold Country, and rightfully so, because Mariposa is about an hour and a half from Sonora and Jamestown, which is just a really long drive to get to, considering the rest of the towns, like I said, are no more than 15-20 miles from each other, or maybe 30 at the absolute maximum between Sonora and all the way up to Grass Valley in Nevada City. And this section of Highway 49 passing through the Lake Don Pedro area is really beautiful. I highly recommend stopping at these scenic overlooks here around Lake Don Pedro because it's just an awesome reservoir to see, and also the beautiful scenery around the reservoir as well here along Highway 49 and 120 as you make your way up to Sonora. I actually have a video of me stopping and doing a little tour of Lake Don Pedro here, so I'll link that in the description of this video if you want to check it out after this video. So believe it or not, I actually have this bonus footage here of driving down Main Street through historic downtown Jamestown here as we pass through really one of the first major towns here in the Gold Country. Jamestown likes to call itself the gateway to the motherlode. And that's especially true if you're coming up Highway 120 or Highway 108 coming from the Central Valley, but obviously Mariposa is the southernmost major gold mining town in California, but Jamestown really does feel like the gateway to the motherlode because there's just so many historic buildings here in Jamestown. And then they also have a small museum here as well. Just this old Main Street here is just lined up with so many historic buildings. It just really looks awesome. And this was actually the old Highway 108 and 49 going through Jamestown before the current route was bypassed. I'm not too sure when. I would probably guess sometime in like the 1960s, but I can't get a date for sure. So if you guys actually know the exact date that Highway 49 and 108 were bypassed around downtown Jamestown, please let me know in the comments because I'd love to know if you guys actually know the exact date when that happened. So all these photos here that I have of Jamestown as well as Sonora were actually taken a few years ago when I was doing my Gold Country series back in the spring of 2021. And believe it or not, I actually really want to do a more in-depth tour of the Gold Country here, not just all these photos that I took and everything like that to post at the end of these videos, but I actually want to go back and go through each individual town and like visit the museums, the gold mines, and tours if they have any, just to really get a sense of like what life was like in these towns, especially during like the heyday of all these towns going all the way back to the mid 1800s when the California Gold Rush was happening. And just a lot of these towns have really preserved their downtowns very well, especially Sonora. Sonora has one of the best historic districts, and Highway 49 literally goes right through the old downtown of Sonora, which is just really cool in my opinion. There are two parks near Jamestown and Sonora that I really wanted to check out a couple years ago when I was doing the tour of this area, and one of them is Railtown 1897 State Historic Park, which is where the train scene in the movie Back to the Future Part 3 took place for all you movie buffs out there. There were also quite a number of other scenes that were filmed there, and it's actually become like a little Hollywood of sorts in the Gold Country for all like Western movies and stuff like that. And another one I really want to check out is Columbia State Historic Park, which is a National Historic Landmark. I've heard so many good things about this park, it's literally insane. It's probably one of the most historic places in the Gold Country, and that's really saying something. It actually became a National Historic Landmark back in 1961, and I actually remember going to this park, I believe in elementary or like sometime during middle school. I can't remember exactly, but I just remember touring this park and just literally falling in love with it. Like, it's just amazing. I really want to go back and check it out and just dedicate a whole video to it, because the whole town is basically straight out of the 1850s, what life was basically like in the gold rush. And if I remember right, I remember like there not really being any paved streets in the town or paved roads or anything like that. Like literally everything is on dirt roads, and there's just like 30 historic buildings there or something like that. Like literally it's like stepping back in time, and I really want to go back and check it out. If there's some things you guys want to see from that particular park that you may be interested in a future video, please let me know, because I plan on doing a full tour of all the Gold Country towns here in the future, like just dedicating a video to each individual town and everything like that. So I'm hoping you guys really look forward to that. I hope to do a lot of that this year and maybe next year too. So the next video in this series along Highway 49 will take us north into Calaveras County, with a pretty big emphasis on Mark Twain and the jumping frog of Calaveras County, which Mark Twain literally put Angel's Camp on the map. So I hope you guys will really look forward to that video coming up here really soon. I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. It'll be remixed, of course, from when I originally made the video back in 2021. So yeah, I'm hoping you guys will look forward to that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoy making these videos for you guys. And I'm glad you got to live vicariously through a computer screen with me on all my travels. I really feel like you guys are with me sometimes. I just love your guys' comments. I love how you guys have been supporting me and just really have been sticking with me through all these years. It's just amazing how long I've been doing this now. Basically a third of my life. I'm 27 years old. I started doing this when I was 15, so you guys have been with me now for 12 years. It's just been an amazing ride, and I can't wait for our ride to continue in the future. And with all that said, I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Take care, everyone.